Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO. Free, impartial advice on all your debt.
It's a weird one.
This is Umar Ahmed for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. Delighted to be joined by Nathan Gorman. Been a very, very long time, Nathan, since we caught up for obvious reasons. You've been inactive, of course. How's that period been for you?
It's been difficult, obviously. I lost my last fight to Daniel. I had about a good 2-3 month off. Just needed some family time to be at home, spend some time with the family and stuff. Then I got back in the gym around, I think September, November time. And I wanted to fight in December last year. But I got told I think the show was full or something. I think it was the show Daniel fought Fujimoto. Yeah, that was the one when Daniel fought Fujimoto. And it was full. So I said, yeah, alright then. I said, I'll get one in the new year. And I got one, the Josh Taylor card when he was due to box on Song on May. Yeah. Obviously, the shit hit the fan, didn't it, with the lockdown and the virus. But we're here now, aren't we? It's been a long time coming.
Well, yeah, you're supposed to box Richard Lartey a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it? Or a month
ago?
Yeah,
and I was meant to I forgot about that, yeah. I was meant to fight Lartey in September, the 21st September, I think. And then obviously he had problems with his visa or issues over there, something, I don't know. But it got postponed for 5 weeks, but we're here now.
Yeah, he's made it to the country. You will be boxing him this Saturday. He's brought about 10 people with him as well.
I know, he's brought the full of his country with him, I
know. People would ask, obviously it's good for the fans that you're going into a fight like Richard Lartey, but with all that inactivity after the Dubois loss, for yourself and people around you, why are you taking such a dangerous fight?
I want to be back into the mix straight away. I could have easily had 6 or 8 rounder, but thing is, what's the point? Because if you blasted that fella away in 30 seconds or a round, people are only going to jump on the bandwagon, which rightful so, and say he's fighting no one's no good, put him in with someone decent. So when I got offered the chance to fight Lartey, I thought to myself, it's a Commonwealth title eliminator. I beat him, and hopefully I beat him well. I'm back straight into the mix, and people know him, especially in this country. People know him.
I mean, it's fair to say probably he gave the Dubois his toughest test. I mean,
I'd agree. Yeah,
perhaps it was only for a brief moment,
but he threw them bombs, didn't he? And let's be fair, what would if one would have connected? What could have happened?
Before we talk about this Saturday and hopefully moving forward for you if you get the win, I want to speak to you about Dubois, but we'll keep it brief because I don't want to dwell on the past too much. But it was well documented. Obviously, you was going through a bad time then, and I don't want you to sit here and make excuses, as you said. The better man won. Yeah. But is there anything you can tell us, perhaps, why you weren't at your best that night, Nathan?
Well, I spent a lot of time, mate, in hospital with my kids. My little boy, obviously, I was probably in hospital with him for about 6 to 7 weeks. I had a 10-11 week camp, and 6-7 weeks of them I was in hospital bedside, and obviously what he went through operations and things, but at the time I didn't know what was going to happen with him. First of all, he had pneumonia in his intensive care for 3 weeks, and we found out he had a tumour. And obviously when you hear that, someone telling you that your son's got a tumour, you automatically think the worst. And then he had an operation. Then that was another 2-3 week. So it was about 7 weeks. And obviously on the fight week, my wife was expecting me baby girl. She gave birth to me baby girl on the Tuesday. I know, selfish, wasn't she? Give birth to me baby girl on the Tuesday, and I had to leave on the Tuesday to go up to fight Daniel. And there was complications with her giving birth on the Tuesday. So yeah, I had a bit of a rough time, but there's no point in crying over spilt milk. Daniel beat me, and he's doing very well with his career. He's looking fantastic. So good luck to him.
Fair play. Okay, in terms of Richard Lartey, said it's a dangerous opponent. What are you looking for from yourself this Saturday night?
A win, ideally.
Of course.
I'm just looking forward to getting back out there, mainly. It's a 10-rounder, which is good. So hopefully he will give you a fair few rounds because he's tough, and he's tough as boots. So I know he's coming for a go. He's here a week prior, so he hasn't got no excuses now that he's jet lagged and all that. So it's going to be interesting.
When people speak about you, I'll get asked a lot, what is your training situation? Obviously, you parted ways with Ricky Hatton.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe you just want to comment on exactly why that happened, Nathan.
Yeah, well, parted ways with Ricky. I had to do what was best for me, and Ricky understood that. Obviously me and Ricky are good friends, not just to me, my whole family, very good friends. And when I told him, explained him my cases, etc., I need to be close to home. He understood fully, and he's that type of man anyway. So yeah, I'm back close to home. I'm training out of Crewe and Stoke. I'm training with Nathan Clark and Lyndon Newbon. So I've been with these guys since day one. So it's nice to go back to where I started, basically.
Do you think we'll see a much different Nathan Gorman? Will it be similar?
Hopefully. Well,
not just to the Dubois fight, but before as well.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully, I've been working on a few things. So if you don't, then I've wasted 16 months.
But these are they more refinements or major changes?
Just little changes. There's not big massive changes because let's be fair. You're not going to make dramatic changes. Just little tweaks, but little tweaks do make a big difference.
Do. Of course, that is your focus, Richard, and we said he can punch and
he's dangerous.
He's a tough man.
Dangerous
so
operator.
You need to be at the races this Saturday.
I got to be fully switched on because let's be fair, if that man hits you, it's curtains, isn't it? So I know this myself. I knew this except in the fight, and all through me training, I've had it in the back of my mind. But any heavyweight, if they hit you, it's gonna happen.
But hopefully, in terms of a British point of view, and in your opinion, when you win this Saturday night, as you said, you'll be back in the mix. That's how boxing is. You're only one fight away of being thrown out of the mix and one to be thrown back in.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it does frustrate you in some way when people talk about Dubois and Joyce a lot, and your name isn't being put there at the moment, rightfully so.
Yeah, definitely. Because let's be fair, I've been beaten. I've been 16 months out of the ring, so like you said, it's rightfully so at the minute. I understand that. Let's fair. It's the business. And when you're winning, that's when you're into big fights, like you just said. So I need to win Saturday, and hopefully it's a Commonwealth title eliminator. I'd imagine, might not, the winner of Joyce and Dubois will vacate the Commonwealth, and I could fight for that vacant title. Someone like Lucas Brown or someone like that. That'd be a good fight for me. I think he's already was a former Commonwealth champion, obviously former world champion. But yeah, that's a good fight there.
That's a good name there.
Christmas time, yeah.
Okay. I will ask you about, this was obviously a while back now when Frank put that poster to Sky and Eddie Earn, and of course you were on the poster next to Dave Allen.
Yeah.
And I know you're good mates.
Yeah.
Done plenty of rounds in the gym together, but you'd be open to that? Yeah,
of course I would. Let's be fair. On them posters, there was some fights there, unreal fights, and hopefully they can get me made. I'd imagine about 10 fights there. 8 or 9 of them was very, very possible to be made. The only one, obviously, is Joshua and Fury, but I'd imagine they two would box. You know what I mean?
Hope so.
It just all comes down to the money, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What it revolves around. But me and Dave, I'd imagine Dave would agree with me. We'd definitely fight each other, yeah. Even though we are good friends, but for that half an hour when we fight, we'll be enemies, won't we? But after that, we'll be back to normal.
Do you think you'll be open to that fight, though?
Yeah, definitely I'll be open to that fight, mate.
Do you think he'll be open to that fight, Dave Allen?
Dave, yeah, I'd imagine so. Yeah?
Yeah?
Okay. Yeah.
That would be a good name.
Good fight for the pair of us, to be fair.
Yeah.
Good fight because Dave's coming off. He ain't coming off a loss. He obviously boxed Dorian Dutch, but you know what I mean. He's looking to get back into the mix. I'm looking to get back into the mix. So hopefully something like that, and plus it'd be on a good show, I'd imagine. Especially if they could do the BT and Sport crossover. Joshua Boazzi and Yardy, that's a good fight.
Yeah.
Who else was on there? There was Dillian White and Dubois. But obviously Joyce and Dubois fighting each other at the minute, so you have to see where that goes.
Ben Jenkins.
That's a very, very good fight.
Yeah.
Was it Yafai against Edwards?
That's another very good fight.
Yeah. All of them fights there was very, very good fights. So it would be exciting if they could put that card on. Hopefully they sit down.
I think, they're due to, obviously Eddie's got COVID-19, so they're due to meet.
Yeah, I'd love to be a fly on the wall, wouldn't you?
I'm going to try and do that myself, but I don't know. I'll have to find out where they're having lunch.
Yeah.
Let me quickly ask you about Dubois Joyce. Some great news that it's not on pay-per-view, which is brilliant for fans.
Definitely.
Give me a minute's breakdown if you can, Nathan, of that fight.
I think it's a very, very good fight. That's for a starter. I generally think it is a 50-50 though. If it's under 6, I'm going to favour Daniel because he's got the explosive power, big massive backhand. But Joyce, the thing is, Joe is he throws a hell of a lot of punches. Look from being an observer from the outside, you look at him, you think, I could do this, I could do that. But when you're in the ring with him and he's throwing these punches, he's got a very awkward style, and he's a big man. What is he, 20 stone, 6'6", and he punches very hard in both hands continuously for 12 rounds. He's where Daniel's a sledgehammer, like boom. Joe Joyce like a claw hammer, but continuously. It knocks lumps off you. So under 6, I would favour Daniel Dubois, but over 6, if Joyce could obviously weather the storm and continue throwing them big punches, he might wear him down. So it's going to be very, very interesting to watch, definitely. It's a true 50-50.
Normally, yeah, I'd say you're sitting on the fence, but I speak to everyone in boxing, it's the same answer.
Yeah.
You can't pick it.
No, truthfully, honestly, it's a 50-50. It could be one of them who lands first. It could be one of them who lands first.
I think we'll find out a lot about perhaps Dubois' weaknesses and Joe's weaknesses from them fighting each other.
Definitely. Yeah, 100%, because you know as well as I do, the minute that bell goes, Joe is just going to go... Because his name on it, Juggernaut, it just comes at you, throwing everything but the kitchen sink. So it's going to be interesting to see how Daniel's going to cope with that pressure. Imagine he will do. So, and then obviously vice versa, what happens when Daniel hits Joe? Will he go down, or will he just walk through it like he normally does? So it's gonna be a very, very good fight.
Yeah, fantastic fight.
Hats off to the pair of them for taking it.
Definitely, and it's good for yourself as well, of course. Get this win on Saturday, and you need dance partners in a thriving heavyweight scene, and it is at the moment. So,
thing is, every one of us in this, especially in Britain, has got a dance partner, and it's no better time now to be a heavyweight in this era. Domestically, there's loads and loads of fights what can be made, and then European level and world scene. So it's a very good era to be a part of.
What do you think of that Babbage? A lot of hype around him recently.
Alan Babbage.
Yeah.
He's a good fighter, you know. He's small though, I think.
He's coming under the cruiserweight limit.
See, if I was him, I had to box at cruiserweight. I'd rather be.
Well, the money's at heavyweight.
That's the thing, though, isn't it? Yeah, I suppose.
He's boxing Tom Little next, so that's been
a difficult fight for him, you know. That'll be. Tom can box.
No, he can.
Tom can box, definitely. I don't know how strong Babbage is. He looks strong, doesn't he? He just keeps knocking everyone out. To be fair, I like watching him. I was watching him last Saturday against the Irish lad, Niall Kennedy. And I thought, myself personally, I thought Niall Kennedy was going to like jab and try and tie him up and mess him around a bit, but he just come forward and he throwing them hooks. He throws hooks like from here, doesn't he?
Yeah.
It's again another weird style, but interesting and exciting to watch. So yeah, there's another potential fight. Obviously, he's fighting Tom Little, and I think Tom's in for a very, very, very good chance there. I'm backing Tom to win that one. Especially if he hits and moves like he normally does, because he's got some skills, Tom has.
He does.
He's got very, very fast hands.
He boxes beasts all the time, doesn't he? Hergovich,
Majidov,
Dubois.
You think who he's been in the ring with? Look at his resume.
Yeah.
Hergovich, like you said, Dubois, Majidov. Come on, some resume that is.
It's like he goes for the hardest fights possible.
Yeah,
Tom.
Price.
Yeah.
Price is probably the biggest puncher in the heavyweight division.
No. But yeah, as I said, the likes of Dave Allen, Tom Little, Lucas Brown, Babbage, there's plenty of you.
Oh, there's plenty of us to have a fight against, definitely. And the thing is, all them fights there are interesting fights. They're all good fights as well. And they can easily be made. Because the thing is, myself personally, I'm open to anyone. That's the case.
Well, you proved that with the Larty fight.
Yeah, I'm open to anyone.
Yeah.
If you give me the phone call and I've got a few weeks to train, I'll fight.
Well, listen, best of luck this Saturday night. Tune into BT Sports.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you back in the ring, and I'm sure we'll catch a word after the fight, alright?
Yeah, definitely.
Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free impartial advice on all your debt.